Hey folks, welcome to another episode of Sean's Adventures. We're glad you could tune in. We've been doing an evening hike here on a Saturday night, and it's been great. Once that sun goes down, it cools off. It's awesome. We got about an hour before sunset, and we need to get this hammock set up and get settled in a little bit for tonight. So stay tuned. I gotta get busy. That sun don't have long to go. What we got here, we got a nice little backcountry campsite. This isn't a campground or anything. The main Low Gap Trail goes right by us here. That's a nice little spot here. They picked up the trash that we visited a spot during Mother's Day video. A little changing station back there. But yeah, all right. So let's get this hammock up, and we got a lot of equipment to look at. All right, folks, we got this hammock up. You want to strap these things up as high as you can possibly reach, and then adjust them up as high as you can, and still get in the dang on thing. So we got that up. We're running out of daylight. Now we need to get our ridge line in. All right, folks, we got our ridge line up. We got our tarp up. Supposed to be a little bit of rain in the morning. So I gotta rest a little bit. Try to beat this sun. I think we're gonna do it now. One of the new things we got going on here is we got a thermocell now. Now that we're in summertime, it's a smoke, and we'll see how this does against the mosquitoes, and see if it was worth it. Just gonna kind of set that down. I wish those things had a hook to hang them from a tree or something. Man, I don't know why they didn't think of that. I've got a great little way of attaching the loop of a tarp to a ridge line. I'll have to show that to you guys maybe later on or another video. It's just getting so late. I'm trying to get things done. But I learned that from the Self-Reliance Outfitter School. Had a video, one of Dave's videos, showed that right there, and man, that is awesome. I'll have to show you guys that sometime. I don't see the sun. It's set down over the trees. Well, we got the hammock put up. Most people, we don't have an undercloth on ours. Most people put a little blow-up air mattress in there. But I ain't seen an air mattress yet on any review, even the expensive ones, that don't go down after about 4 or 5 times they're shot. So some people use a yoga mat, and it's been done okay. I've got a 1-inch thick yoga mat. I know this one ain't gonna lose air, and this ought to keep me warm, but we'll find out. Well, just like I thought, that thing fit in there perfect. That's going to be great. Alright, the next thing we got, this is just a cheapo, creepo Amazon sleeping bag. I can't imagine it was more than 30 bucks. 25, 30 bucks is probably all I pay for this. It's probably summertime, spring, late spring. This should be fine for us tonight. I think it's getting down to 63 tonight, so we should be fine. Let's get this in there. That thing's a bivy. It's not just a cut-off sleeping bag. It's got the headpiece too. So I think the last time I used this, I just slept on top of it. It was about this time last year, maybe a little later into July, and I didn't even get inside of it. So we'll see how it does. It's gonna get a little colder tonight. Man, I can tell you this Thermacell is definitely working. When I go outside of this little camping area, I start immediately getting bit. When I went outside a little bit ago just to go down the trail a little bit, I was getting eat up. I get in here around this thing, I don't feel anything. So kudos to Thermacell. So far, that is getting my thumbs up. I'm waiting to light this fire until it gets, almost dark. Because you can see I got a limited supply of wood here. We're I don't know, we're about a half mile from the car, 3/4 of a mile, not far. And so I ran to grab my little Boma, whatever you call it, ran to the car and got me a little stack of wood to, cause whenever you get a place like this where people regularly camp, the woods are raked. There aren't any wood out there, so we live in a little bit of luxury. We got a little bit of wood. Going to have to be sparingly on the wood tonight. There's not much of it. I walked back to the car about a half mile and brought back this little bit, which get us going a little bit till we can find something around here. But we're going to hold off on building that until we get a little more wood in here. Hope it doesn't rain before I get out of here in the morning, because our tarp is a little bit short on this one. I'd like for this to be a little bit longer. I think this is a 10 by 10. I think we'll have to break out the 10 by 12 and use this one for something else. So I hope it don't rain, because if it's anything but light rain, we're gonna get wet. There we go. That's why you grind a 90-degree spine on your knife. So you can hit that ferrocerium rod really good. That's the key to getting a good spark. If you ever tried using the ferrocerium rods and you're just using the blade that they send with the stick, you'll never get good sparks. You've got to grind a 90-degree spine on the back of your knife, or anything. A piece of glass will work, as long as it's a sharp edge. And if you're going to grind a spine on the back of your knife, leave the burr on one side. That's going to be your striking side. Let's see if we can help this thing along. That smells good. Should help keep the mosquitoes away, even though I'm not getting bit inside the camp with that Thermacell. I've not been getting bit. Tell you what I did get, and get it all over my hands. The bottle was leaking. Let's put that in a baggie.
So I'm a poured out from Mississippi, where I found a broken heart and I brought it with me, 'cause you never really can shake a memory. Doing life alone's getting kinda tricky. If I drove back home, not a soul would miss me, and the light at the end's getting hard to see. 'Cause the way it is ain't ever what it seems. But if anybody asks, I'ma keep that shit between me and Tennessee.
Let me get something else I just got. Let me get something else. This little fold up stool. Tiny. I think it weighs like 0.6 pounds or 0.2 pounds. Super, super light. Believe it or not, this thing is rated for 400 pounds. Good thing, right? Oh, sit on my knife. Oh, yeah, this. Give me somewhere to sit beside the tarp. Though a tarp ain't bad, it's nice to lay down sometimes next to the fire. But it allows me to do what I need to do, tie my boots, or use this little propane stove I got that we're going to try out. So yeah, I thought this was better than sitting on the ground. Well, folks, thanks for tuning in and hanging out with me on a Saturday night. It's about 10 o'clock. We're going to sit by the fire and relax a little bit and crawl into that hammock. So we'll check back in with you once we get in there and get tucked in for the night, and just sit here and relax a little bit.
You may sail across the water, be any place that you might be. You may die and go to heaven, but you'll always live inside of me.
Alright, we're in the hammock here. I'm going to tuck in and hunker down. Got a little radio hanging here. Let me turn you around. Got a little radio hanging here. A little fan in here. All the luxuries. It's been an interesting night. Turn that down. We've had pack of coyotes in that direction. Another one, pack of coyotes over in that direction. They got a hold of something. Something like a rabbit or something was getting killed. I tell you what, we're in a back country here off the Low Gap. And there's only one way back up in here. There's a main trail about 20 yards out that way. There's people coming in here Here it is, 11:30 at night. People still coming in and out, in and out. Crazy. I had no idea. I'm not the only one out here in these woods. And you'll see a light off in the distance, someone getting firewood. So it's definitely not alone out here. People coming in here 10:30, 11:30 at night. Go camping. That's crazy. But we're going to sign off here. Shut her down and hunker down for the night. We'll see you in the morning. There's a dude that came in probably 10:30. He's camped over that way, probably 100 yards. He's been up all night busting wood, and you probably hear him busting tree branches all night long. It's 2 a.m. He came in after dark. They're gonna bust tree branches all night long. It sounds like gunshots. Every time he tried to doze off, pow. Snapping branches. I'm talking big ones. If you're gonna come in with no wood, I mean, you gotta come in a couple hours before it gets dark and give yourself some time to scavenge that stuff up. Yeah, he's out there making all that noise at 2 a.m. I thought that getting out of the campgrounds would quiet things down. Now they're really bad in the campgrounds, slamming car doors, talking loudly, 3, 4 in the morning. You forget trying to get you shut eye there. I thought at least back here in the back country, a little quiet. She always got that jackass. He's a young kid. I ran across him out there on the trail earlier. He's got a couple of dogs. They kept coming up in my camp. A couple of twin black Labradors. Nice dogs. He kept coming in and out of the woods. Dogs kept coming in the camp. He had to come in the camp and get them. Oh, good morning. We survived the night. With a bird, as soon as it got daylight, and birds kicking in. There's an owl out there too. See here? See a little bit of daylight out there. You hear that owl out there? Well, I'm hoping we could get a video of the 2 owls talking back and forth. Might have been 3 of them. They were really close too. I tell you, as soon as it gets daylight, it's like a switch flips and birds all come out at the same time. Oh, this hammock is cozy. Definitely did a good job. Gonna get up and at 'em here in a minute. Make a fire and get us stoke the fire up a little bit. We left just enough wood to get the fire going and get warm. We'll try our new mini gas stove out and make a cup of coffee. Meanwhile, we'll just lay here a few more minutes and listen to the birds. It's comfy. Well, we got everything about packed up. We're gonna sit down here and have a cup of coffee. And I noticed I packed my kettle in my pack. I mean, it's deep in there too. We got it all packed up, and I forgot to get that kettle out, and I'm not unpacking that because I had a strap break on me, and I got it roped together, so we're going to forego the coffee this morning. I'll just pack her up and listen to a few more birds. We're not going to be able to have our coffee this morning. I packed everything out and thought I set the kettle out, and I didn't. I packed up my whole pack with a strap break in. I tied it all together and left my kettle inside the backpack, so I'm not going to be worried about getting that. Oh, this is a different fitting. Oh, this is why we shake down the equipment. This has got a female fitting and this is a male. I thought this went on here. So evidently these are made for them real short canisters. I thought they had the same nipple as the tall ones. I had to investigate that, but good example why. And we had our fire and we burned our twig stove. So we didn't need this. We didn't depend on it because we hadn't tried it out yet. So we know that we can need a different canister. And that sucks. It fits up in that little box right there. It's nice. But I'll have to see what canister this thing fits. Okay. Bad news is still good news. We know it didn't work on this. Good thing we didn't depend on it. Well, folks, thanks for coming out on a Saturday night and hanging out with us today, last night. Get a little overnighter in, shake down some equipment. Just overall, that was a relaxing night. It sure was. Other than the neighbor banging and snapping branches all night and starting again first thing this morning. Sign off and finish policing the camp up. And,